This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I am your host, Gianna, and today we have the opportunity of talking to Sunshine Callahan. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. Glad to be here. I appreciate it. What a great intro.
Thank you. Getting the rock and roll spirit on and getting people amped up to talk. Again, made by my virtual assistants. They make my world go round. But Sunshine, let's talk about you, right? So who are you? Where are you from? How did you grow up to be a real estate agent?
Well, in my first life, I was a rock star, did a lot of music, not really a rock star, but we did a lot of music and traveling. And I'm Sunshine Callahan. I'm out of Central Florida. So I guess it's my state since it's the Sunshine State. But Central Florida market, my husband and I actually do real estate together. So Paul Callahan is his name, and he's awesome. And he's got our 6 kids out of the house right now so that this can be like relatively quiet so that we could get some work done. So this is how we do life.
6 kids. That's crazy. So Sunshine, before we dive into work-life balance, because you've got to have some secrets, some way you manage it all. Let's talk about how you got introduced to EXP. Was it your first brokerage? What did that transition look like for you?
Yeah, so EXP was not our first brokerage. We were with a traditional brokerage that was doing great things here in our state, and jumped into that, did really well. We were Rookies of the Year for the state of Florida, our first year in realty, and we loved it. We had great connections, but you only get what you get and what you put in. And so after a while, about 2 years in, we're like, okay, we're bringing all of our own transactions. We run a 100% referral-based business. So I was like, okay, we're paying out, but we're not getting in anything from this really. And so at a point we moved over to 100% brokerage. We were told that's where agents go to die. But to be honest, we liked it and we were doing okay there, but we weren't growing. And so I think it was June of 2018, we got a text from somebody that we didn't know. They were friends of a friend. And they were like, look, this is what we're doing. It was actually Jay and Ashley Nelson. So they're awesome. If you've never done one with them, you absolutely should. They're fantastic. But they called us, told us what they were doing in the business. And I remember telling my husband, look, she called me. I was showing property. I didn't have time for that right now. I promised 10 minutes later. And so he was watching So You Think You Can Dance. And I was like, we can come back to this in like 10 minutes. Well, to say the least, we wound up not going back to that in 10 minutes and just hearing a model and a platform that was so different than anything else we had. So we left 100% brokerage. So we left the traditional for the 100%, and then we left the 100% for the ability to grow and scale at EXP. And it was the best business decision we've ever made.
That's awesome, Sunshine. Awesome. Great business decision. Like you said, I hear that a lot. And, beyond that, EXP has collaboration, stock options, rev share, awesome resources for training and collaborating. So what is one of your favorite parts about EXP? What keeps you here?
Definitely collaboration is a huge one. And I'm sure you hear that probably on every call that you're here. I mean, stock options are great. Stock is going to do what stock does. The market's going to do what the market does. I don't pretend to be a guru in that, but I can say, like in 2020, we took out a lot of money in our stock and was able to do some things for our family that were really fun during a season that was kind of crazy. So I wouldn't have had that anywhere else. And then on top of it, we've built what I consider a modern team of agents here locally. So we have 37 business partners that are personal to us that we have brought over to the company over time. And then a larger team outside of that is just, we're getting paid on 30 to 40 transactions monthly outside of our own active income. So I think that the platform itself speaks for itself. It just like changed our financial situation entirely. And then in addition, and I know this is kind of a long answer, but I think it's worth saying, our personal production doubled at EXP as well as our personal volume. So not only did we have two other ways, I call them the bonus and the 401k, technically that's stock and a revenue share plan. That's really smart. But, if you're at a company and you have a 401k type option, you should take it. If they offer a bonus structure or a referral structure or whatever you want to call it, you should also at least know about it so that you can participate in it. And so I think more options for agents to really own our business and be owners in that is really critical in this day and time. Like, why not? So yeah, that's kind of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sunshine, I think you've highlighted some of the great assets that EXP has to offer. Obviously, that's why you're here. But before we dive into all things Icon, tell me about your work-life balance, right? 6 kiddos, you're a wife, you're a top producing real estate agent, you're a friend, you're in your community. So what is your secret? How do you balance it all? How do you avoid burnout mode for the most part? I mean, what do you do to keep yourself recharged?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a believer. I believe that God, like I pray for it. And so I do, like, for me, that is huge. Like I just trust God for all things. Now, outside of that, we work really hard. I don't sleep very much, but I enjoy my life and I enjoy the things that we're in and the flexibility that we have in it. So we are a blended family through foster care and adoption. So we've adopted 6 kids and we have 6 under 8 years old. So It's like a weird phone number. It's like our youngest is 3, our oldest is 8. So 3, 5, 6, 6, 6, and 8. And so it's crazy. It is absolute crazyville. We're called the Calla Crew. Hashtag Calla Crew. You can find us on Instagram if you want to follow that madness. But I love it. I just feel like it's what I was created to do and to be. And I've got the best real estate and life partner in the world with Paul. And he's just always like, he's like the yes man. He's like, okay, babe, if you want to do it. So, I can appreciate that in him because we've all been with people in our lives that was maybe more like, has to be my way or this way. And he and I, we just like, we work so well together and it's like, okay, we're going to do this. And this is crazy. And we don't know how this is going to work out, but here we go. And so we both do real estate full time. And that gives us a little bit of that stretch with our balance of just like right now, like they're at the park and doing lunch. I got up early. We did school this morning together. Then he ran with them to one of our properties to check on piping, actually. So he's out there checking on that for a client, and then taking them to the park and eat while I'm doing this and making phone calls and some other things. So we find time to do the things we love. We love to boat. We love to go out to the beach. We love to vacation and do other things. And so I think that also motivates us to work because it costs money with 6 kids. So
yeah, just a little bit of money.
Yeah. So we just work hard and we play hard and trust God for all of it in between. That would be my answer, I guess.
That's awesome. No, that's a great answer. And let's talk, production now. So you are no stranger to high production and working hard for money for to provide for the family. And obviously the stock options are great when it comes to being an Icon agent, little nest egg. So tell me about your production, Sunshine, in your market. What's that average housing price and how many houses do you need to sell to be able to cap?
So we are in our production in our area right now is 375, which is a lot higher than it has been. I think everybody pretty much across the country could say that their market has changed or grown in that area. But here in Central Florida, for sure, it has gone up. And so 375 seems to be the average. I feel like that's probably about right, maybe slightly on the high side for my community specifically. But yeah, it takes a hot minute. And so in our market, I think that's around like 12 transactions. Depends on if these listing agents want to keep putting those houses at 2% or stay 3%ers. So that's my soapbox, people. 3%, let's go. You're worth it. Your
Absolutely.
expertise is worth it. So just go for the gold. But perfect real estate market, 2.7 million to cap is about 10 to 12 transactions. So just depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then
Awesome.
Icon, that's another 20-ish, give or take, depending upon how those come to you based on referrals and such. So our average is between 30 and 35 houses annually, just slightly above that. Kind of depends on the year, and around 10 million, 9.5 to 10 million. So it's good living. We're happy with that. We are always happy to grow in that because, well, our kids like to eat us out of house and home. So
yeah. There's that, she says. Well, beyond that, Sunshine, you also have to take a step back away from the money producing activities to be a mentor or a teacher or sit on an icon panel or vet other icons. So what is your cultural commitment to EXP and why do you choose that cultural commitment?
We've chosen to be on either on panels or to host the panels. So that's something that we've done. We already mentor those who come onto our team. And so we haven't gone officially down the path of mentoring only because, well, I've got 6 little kids. And so I want to make sure that if I'm your designated mentor, that you're really getting all of those things. And we have a really great team internally that works, for my transaction coordinator and such. And so there's a lot of pieces of information and tools that people choose to use in their business. And I love that about EXP. Like people used to say, well, it's your personality that got you there or this or that or the other. And I've just learned that there's so many ways to do real estate. You can use your personality for you or against you one way or the other, right? Or you can use tools and technology. There's just a lot of ways that people can be successful on all levels at real estate and at EXP. For us, it's sphere of influence. And so even in our cultural commitments to EXP for Icon, we just feel like connecting people is the best way for us to do that. So for us to be able to moderate, and then obviously we're always training. I teach a class every Wednesday morning. That is What is EXP, that I do as a live Zoom for our bigger 2,200 member group or whatever.
Wow. Awesome. And then, Sunshine, it's always great to give back to EXP because that's what really fosters the culture and morale here. But my next question is going to be, what is your favorite part about being an Icon agent, right? So not only is it easy to catch referrals, good reputation, you get a big glass shiny trophy, the opportunity to go to EXPCon, shareholders, stock options. So what's your favorite part? What's your why? Why do you keep doing it?
Gosh, you just listed all the really good ones. So I'm like, what did she not say?
Which one of those is your favorite, right? Like,
I love the people here. I mean, I genuinely do. We've built really good connections and friendships, and I'm growing my business right now. Like we do all of our business outside of maybe 2 transactions over the last 7 years have been residential. And I think hitting that next level of Icon has given us a little bit of breath and we've been able to meet some other people that are doing things in the business that are exciting to me. And so just like anybody else, like you can get tired of doing the same thing all the time. And because we both do it, I'm like, all right, what else can we do in real estate that would be exciting, and that would help us to grow and to be able to offer more to our community. So Icon has allowed us to meet some people that are really encouraging us and helping us to develop like the commercial side. So I'm switching hopefully in the near future towards commercial for myself. My husband will continue doing all of our residential. And I mean, I will too on some level, but I really want to focus on that business building side. And I just think that growth, like Icon means growth. Icon means you're continually learning. You're not just like sitting back, like I'm going to sell what I sell and do what I do. Like there's a level of, I'm going to get out here. I'm going to be the best in my business. I'm going to offer the best to our community. Set a good reputation for our company, like all of the things. So I think, I don't know, I just like doing it, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally get that, Sunshine. And before we dive into what it looks like to Icon as a rookie or your first time as an EXP agent, what are some things that have, helped you get to this level, right? So, do you have like any operation managers, transaction coordinators, virtual assistants, and what are some of those tasks that you've taken off your plate to be able to scale up your business?
I definitely have a transaction coordinator, and I highly recommend a good one. So I hear people sometimes say, I had a transaction coordinator. I don't think they did, what I needed them to do in it. Then you didn't have a good one. Get a great transaction coordinator that you can really trust, that once you've done what you need to do with that transaction, as far as negotiations go and earning your client what they needed in it, that you have somebody who will really follow that paperwork for you and take that off your plate. I'm terrible at email. I tell everybody, do not send me an email. Send me a text. If I'm not responding to you on text, then I'm not getting it. And if you're sending me an email, I'm 100% not getting it. So don't email me. It's rare. I mean, I check it like twice a day. Like, that's not good.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't admit that on like.
And they get lost, dude. The
I
email
have
is horrible.
girl, no doubt. I have let's see, 38,000 unread emails and 249 text messages right now. So, that's fun.
Casual.
But it's a day's work. I'm going to handle that as soon as we get off here. But if you have somebody who will follow that paperwork and treat your clients amazingly, then you retain those clients, you close those deals, all of that is good. And it's just such a load off. So I say a hardcore, really good transaction coordinator. If you're doing 6 deals by yourself in a month, you need a transaction coordinator, because you can't be out getting that next level, so you're just constantly doing the same thing. So a TC is awesome, as well as just learning your place in social media. I know some people want to still avoid that. I don't know how you're avoiding it in this day and age, but if you're not doing video and if you're not in social media, you're missing a huge market share of even just your own friends. Like, even if you wanted to keep it to that, you're missing those people. So I say you have to be in social media, and you can find all kinds of people to do that. But my personal preference is to keep my overhead low. I've had an assistant as well as a transaction coordinator, and between those two people, we get a lot done.
Good. And then, like, what are some of those, tasks that you leverage off? Because relinquishing control is hard, right? You're an entrepreneur. This is your business, and you're handing it off to somebody else to handle, so you can go do other great things. But what are some of those first tasks for those watching to maybe consider taking off their plate?
So like, if you have somebody as an assistant that you really trust and that you've trained well, or has good training when they come to you, either direction. I taught them how to do CMAs, how I want them done. This is how I evaluate a property's worth. And so, we all get that text message when we're driving. Hey, Sunshine, what do you think my house is worth? I was just thinking about this, that, or the other. Well, I'm driving, and that's not like I'm not Zillow with an all-seeing eye to tell you what your house is worth. Like, I'm going to do some research on that. And I want it done the way that I do it. Because I know a lot of agents, we all have like our own little way that we evaluate that information, right? So teaching your assistant how to do a CMA the way that you would like it done, so that it's as if you did it. And then, of course, you're going to always double check certain things. But once they've done it a few times and you come up with the same number every time, like, you're good to go. So I think being able to say, hey, can you do a CMA for this? Can you set up a search for that? I want this county, and here's the criteria. There's a lot of those kind of things that need to be done. I think of anything that I need to do at a computer, I can give that away. Mm-hmm. Like, for the most part, right? Like, if making canvas and little things for my social media, like if I can text her and say, hey, I need X, Y, and Z put together so that I could throw this out, or I want to advertise this open house and my flyers and things like that. So some of your marketing, some of the just tedious things, anything that's face-to-face, belly-to-belly, that's what I want to do. I want to meet you for coffee. I want to talk to you. I want to go out to lunch with you. I want to do whatever we need to do face-to-face. And then anything that I can convey the information and somebody else make it look pretty, I used to want to do all of that because like it won't look like my brand, it won't this, it won't that. And I've had to let that go because you can either do that or you can help the next person to have a really great buying experience. And let me tell you, it's important that they have a great buying experience or a great selling experience. So that's if it's on a computer.
There. That's awesome, Sunshine. And so, for somebody that's coming over to EXP, they just made that move, or maybe it's their first brokerage. What does iconing in their first year look like for them? What are some goals to set out on or major mistakes to avoid, if it's even possible?
Okay. So, first of all, hit cap as quick as you can, because once you get to 100%, you're 100%, baby. And so whether you hit icon or not, I think people have to take things in like bite-sized pieces. So your first piece is let's cap, right? Let's get you to 100% so you have some money coming in, you have some leverage happening. That's exciting. And you can do that so fast. 10 transactions for most markets and you're golden, you're ready to go. And then hitting icon. I think some of the mistakes people make is that they get too tangled up into technology. Like they spend so much time there that they're not prospecting. They're not working with clients and people. So don't follow shiny, like get strategic and then plan to work and work the plan. I mean, that's kind of my 2 cents as far as that goes. You could absolutely hit icon your first year. I know somebody who sold 36 homes their very first year in real estate at EXP as a brand new agent to EXP. And she's part of our organization. So 100% possible, but don't beat yourself up if you don't. When we came over, we did not hit icon our very first year here. We doubled. We were this close. We had like 4 deals that got pushed out of July into August and lost it. And that was, it was unfortunate, but it was a fire. Let me tell you, when that happened and we missed it by like literally an inch, like we had the production, it just didn't get closed in time. I was like, never again. That is never going to happen to me again. So, I mean, even if you don't hit it your very first year, I can still say, even though we didn't hit it, we were closing a whole lot of deals at 100%. So,
it's still a win.
Doubled. Our transaction doubled, So either way, it was a good goal to shoot for and it benefited our family. And the next year, of course, we did. And we've hit it a few times since then. So
it sucks you lost out on the stock, but honestly, you're still making money. You're still, it's all still good things to be, pushing yourself further.
And it's not just the icon stock, right? Like if you're not being enrolled to be paid that 5% off of every transaction's commission, like you're losing out. You need to, it's got a 10% discount on it. That's a $9 bill for $10. Like immediate equity, people, let's do this because it is worth something to you. And you can pull that at any time. Whereas our icon stock gets vested, just like any major corporation, they're going to vest that. With ours only being for 3 years, it's better than 5. So that's good. And then on top of the fact that anything that you personally purchase and earn in that direction, you can pull it out at any time. So it's like your little savings account over there. It's like, hey,
it's a great nest egg. Vacation or retire or put a down payment on your dream house, whatever that is. If you got 6 kids that are probably going to be going to college one day, great nest egg. So
hopefully they'll take over a real estate empire.
Well, Sunshine, my next question is going to be, were you ever skeptical of EXP when it was first introduced to you?
Yes.
What was your thought process on it?
I was already making 100% and I can do math. So going back to a cap for me in that first moment was like, that was a hard pill to swallow because I'm like, no, I've done this thing before. And, I had been introduced to, the infamous direct marketing, things like that. And so people were like, it's just like this. And I'm like, okay, I've really got to step back and look at this from a brokerage perspective and understand what I'm getting into so that it wasn't like a scary thing. And once I sat down, did the math, I'm like, okay, this is how brokers get paid. Right. So, coming into EXP, it was, you only ever make 100% of what you make anyway. Like if there's nothing outside of that, then you're not growing. Like you don't really own the business, I guess. And so I don't know if I'm answering your question. Can you repeat your question?
No, you're doing good.
I
If you were skeptical
in
of
my
EXP.
brain. Do what?
Yeah, if you were skeptical of EXP.
Yes, I was
Right,
skeptical
right.
of it because I'm like, how do you really get paid in this and whatever? But your active income is how you get paid. And then just because they're giving you 2 other ways doesn't make that less valuable. It makes it 10 times more valuable so that you're not just making 100% of what you make.
Right.
And so, somebody broke that math down for me. They're like, yeah, but you're only making 100% of what you do.
Mhm.
And I was like,
Right.
you're not wrong. I
And you
mean,
could be making
100%
more.
of what I do, but what if there's a way to make 100% of what I do, which I mean, for 8 months out of the year, we make 100% of what we do and then have additional income coming in. And so that's going to look different for everyone, but because EXP is so good about everybody having the same thing coming in, I always tell people, it's like, we're all wearing the same suit. It's just what you do with that. Like, how did you dress that suit up? What bling did you bring to the suit that you're wearing, and are they going to like it? And so,
right. Like a little skeleton that you get to scale and make your own avatar out of. So
yeah, it's what do you do with the opportunity? And that's going to always be the case in life. Like, but I like that we all have that. And so, yes, I was skeptical coming in. I was like, I'm not going to become some recruiting crazy person that's doing all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. And for us, I just talk to people like in transaction. I think that that's the best way because they see that I'm calling them, talk about the things I don't give my TC to do or I don't give my assistant to do. I'm going to call you if I have a listing with you or an agreement with you with a purchase. I'm going to call and say, hey, we just got that inspection done. I'm going to call and say the appraisal came in. Like, I'm going to keep that relational connection with the other agent. First of all, the transaction's going to go better. Second of all, I hope that it will allow them the comfortability to say, what do you guys have going on over there?
Yeah.
How did you double your business in a year? And maintain that plus grow. So that's
a great perspective to have on it, Sunshine. And for somebody that may be watching right now and they're like, man, like the grass looks greener at EXP, but my broker says that they're a pyramid scheme, they're a cult. What would you have to say to them to kind of ease them about making the move over here, or even some advice you would have given yourself when you were first introduced to EXP to make the move sooner?
Well, if you don't make the move, you're missing out on for yourself. Like, I didn't get into real estate to be best friends with my broker or any of the other people in my team. I got into real estate to pay off my college loans. I wanted to pay off that bachelor's degree. I wanted money for vacations and to start a family. And we've done all of those things since coming into real estate and especially coming to EXP. So first of all is whatever your reason was, I guarantee it had very little to do with the people that you're currently surrounding yourself with. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't mean they're not great people, that they haven't brought a lot of value to your career. I'm sure that they have, but just know that that was not your reason. So stay focused on your reason. Second to that is that I hate it when people say false information. Like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I know some of y'all have heard that before, but it's the truth. Like, if you'll really sit down with an open heart and mind and do the math for the model that we have, nobody else has that, not in its entirety. Right. And so it's very sustainable. It's very equitable and fair to all those who are coming in. So I feel really good about whoever I bring to the table. They're not getting a different split than me. And that $60 million producer who's coming in is also getting the exact same thing that I'm getting. And I like that. That makes me happy, actually, because I'm like, we all have to work for it. Like, you don't just get to earn it once and then keep it forever. Like, you earn it every single time. And so I think hanging around and waiting to see if it becomes greener on the other side, sometimes there is greener grass. Sometimes, though, and I will just put this out there, we're looking for people who want to grow. Like, EXP is a company that wants productive agents. We're not a body bag company. Like, don't just come hang your license over here. You don't need to do that. There's cheaper places to do that. And if that's all somebody wants to do, I'm like, that's fine. Like, you do you, boo. But if you want to grow and you want a lot of production and you want the camaraderie and the collaboration and the tools to do that, this is a great place to do it at. Come on over and see why 1,000 agents a week practically are jumping into EXP. I mean, the company has grown from 16,000 agents to 83,000 agents just in my time here. Mm-hmm. So I know why it worked for us. I'll show you the spreadsheet. I can show you the bank account. That's a whole different situation. And again, it's what you choose to do with it. Right. So if you're going to jump in and hustle, if you're a hustler and you're going to work hard, I think you need to really give yourself the tools to do that. And I think EXP does offer that as a brokerage.
And Sunshine, I like what you said, it's sustainable. So there's other copycat brokerages trying to come in here and they're small and they don't have the systems and processes down that EXP has had many years of trials and errors doing and perfecting. And, I think this has been an awesome episode. Are you going to be at EXP Con?
We're working on it. I don't know. I'm going to be at Build. So if you'll be at Build, I'll see you at Build.
I will not, but a CEO of the sponsorship company, Justin Nelson, will be there. So
yeah. So we're supposed to be at EXP Con. We've got a couple of family things going on. So we'll have to figure that one out still.
Sure.
So still to be seen. But if not this time, the next time, definitely we will be at Shareholders again here in Central Florida. Awesome. So yeah.
Well, if you guys have any questions about EXP, make sure to reach out to Sunshine and her husband and team because, man, they have this down to a science and they're passionate about it. They get it. They see the model. They can explain the model, answer any questions you may have about it. And the hiccups, Sunshine, is there anything that you'd like to wrap up with today?
No, just to say that, hey, listen, I know real estate is one of those tough places, but I think your influences and the people that are around you can make or break you in this business. Like, even if you have great work ethic, if your mindset is terrible in it, if you don't have the right people that are like, look, these interest rates aren't that high. Yeah. We've had higher, there's nothing wrong with a price reduction. Like, I remember doing real estate when it was normal for a house to sit on the market for 3 months. Like, we walked into a listing presentation saying, hey, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, the average days on market in your neighborhood are 45 to 65 days. So be ready for that. Like, I understand that there's a lot of people who have been licensed recently that have never heard or had to experience any of that. And it doesn't make it a bad market. We're actually normalizing, guys. We're coming back to normal. So if you want people that will not freak you out about the career path that you've chosen, but encourage you in it and just say, just go do the work, go hustle, go talk, go educate, get on a call, get on a Zoom, and you can do it from anywhere, then yeah, you need to be here where people are going to help you to do better and do more in your business, not just scare you that, the sky is falling. The sky is not falling. It's a great time to buy and sell for those who pay attention. So well, that's my encouragement to you. You can encourage the world with it.
I love this episode. Such great content. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you in Vegas. And if not, just let me know if you ever want to do another episode. You're welcome back anytime.
Well, thanks, my friend. And as our podcast gets going, I'll have to send you the link for those kind of things and we'll shout them out there. Appreciate your time. Thanks for inviting me. You guys are just awesome.
You.
We love
another icon. Send them my way, Sunshine. And hopefully we get to connect in Vegas.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Sunshine. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.